good day, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I just want to give great thanks and thank you for your patience. I know we came on a little bit late this morning. You know, we're in a very significant day, I'm told. There are so many things unfolding with the cosmos right now. We're in a month of the blue moon where there's two moons, two power moons that are the hands holding us as we speak. There's a great celebration internationally through some of the honoring of the feminine. This is a day to celebrate that. We're just coming out of Mother's Day. So the feminine is very much in front of us. That masculine part that helps us get things done, that part that helps us through all of our internets and gives form so we have a stream to bring to you this today. Uh, it's the one we've been challenged by this morning. Because as you know, our beautiful Margine, that hosts and helps us hold all of this, and for so many decades, she's having a big health challenge. So I want to start by thanking her because she's on this call with us today, just so we could bring this to you today. So thank you, Margine, and we all are sending prayers for good and well-being. And through you, may that prayer of good healing flow to all of you and yours in this day. So we've been challenged because we had some songs and things that we had picked just for this gathering time, and the internet said, no, you're not going to bring those. So here we are. You know, it was like realizing just a couple of months ago when I reached out to y'all last month to let you know we were pausing because we needed to kind of recalibrate ourselves and to get in a position to bring our prayers and our love and our blessings and to connect with you all because that's so important to us. And so we wanted to be sure to be on here. And there are so many elders being called right now to go to ceremony that everybody I know is on their pony and they're riding to all these different places to hold ceremony and in their communities holding ceremony and sacred fires because the earth is really on fire and is in her big moments of motion. And so our elders are very much in their duty, in their honoring of the prayer they carry and are listening to her. So we reached out to tell you that was happening. We want your inspiration. We want you to be a part of this because as we've entered these 9 years, as the mamos gave us, these 9 years that we're going to be very strong, we're going to have to be very flexible with how we move so we can keep our boat moving with the current of this river that's taking us through the keyhole and into the new dawn. So we looked at how could we do that and keep this message going because many have written us and said these are important for you and it's helping, and I know it helps us. We feel the strength of your prayers united with us. It helps us as we get on our ponies and do this work the Mother Earth is calling us to do. So we've got 3 on here with us today instead of 5 or 6. So we're going to have a little more time with each one to bring their teachings to you. We really want your questions. One already came in, and I'm going to be gathering those questions. Me and Emily and I will be helping to gather those questions. So we really want an exchange with you. What are you getting? What are you inspired by? Or what question do you bring? However that wants to go. We want this to be as interactive as we can make it and open it to everyone and the possibility we all hold together because it's all nations in motion now. So with all of that said, I just want to welcome Grandmother Loretta and Elin who have joined me here with you so we could really tune in to the blessings of the feminine. Each of them brings a different thread of tapestry, this ancient old ways that go back to the original times. And in the prophecies, they told us that we would be here now. We would be all gathered at a world table. And that each one of us needed to come to the table and identify the thread we had been carrying through our family lines that takes us back and connects us to the root of each and every one of and who we are, and that we would come and identify those threads. And then the amazing elders, our original peoples, would come with that thread unbroken with Mother's protocol so they could guide the weaving of the tapestry of this new dawn. And so that's what we're about. That's what we're doing today. So I really, really want to reach out and give big, big thanks. I want to also give thanks for those of you that are joining our membership drive because it's growing and we need this. The growth reflects the impulse that is listening to this mother's prayer that we've all gathered around or been called in service to. So Grandmother Flora de Mayo and Heather are going to be offering one of their membership teachings that are about an hour and a half that you can drop in with the elders and see what calls you, what will strengthen you, what will help you stay strong so you maintain your own sustenance and self-care at the same time that we're walking this prayer through the chaos of what's falling down and into the new dawn. So look, we don't have their date quite set yet because they've been on their ponies, but Emily will be sending that out very shortly. So please join it if you can. Become part of that membership. Everybody is then bringing something to the table, and it's helping the whole of the prayer move forward. So thank you for that. What is our intention for this call? And I think I've already touched on it because we're celebrating the feminine today. We're right in the wake of Mother's Day that was celebrated in many places around the planet. We're in one of those days where that feminine spirit is being recognized and celebrated today, and is giving instructions in different ways of meditation. May we continue on with that in this way. So I'm glad we're all here together. I want to take a moment and go into that place and connect with the mother of it all so that she might come this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever that sun has moved around this planet and has marked your time of day. May we all gather there in this day. I just want to take thanks, Mother, for all that you are in your motion of creating. I want to give thanks for all those that have gathered here on this call today so that we could honor you. We could deeply listen into you and the instructions you're flowing to each and every one of us here gathered in this circle. I want to give thanks for the elders around this planet that are listening so deeply and are in such great motion with you right now. I want to give thanks for their families and their communities that support them and hold them so they can do this work. You are ascending, Great One, into the heart of yourself, and you're pulling us right along with you into the heart of our own being. So help us find our hearts. As Uncle says, help us thaw the ice that may be around our hearts so they can breathe freely once again. Let the intelligence of our heart light our way as we bring our minds into union with our heart so our own authenticity can fully activate itself and the presence of who we are can be fully lit in this moment of unification, in this moment of coming back to original way of life, honoring all life as sacred. I thank you for the ancestors of everyone that's gathered here. It is through you that we stand here in this moment, poised, listening to be in service of the prophecy that is directing us and gathering us and galvanizing us to stand fully with this Mother Earth and restore our bonds with her and that relationship with her so we can wake up once again in the creation we are part of. Help us wake and help us stay awake, Creator. You know every heart that's gathered here. And I'd ask you right now in this moment, if there's anything they're carrying that's heavy on their heart, I ask that you lift it and move it away. Let that heart pop open. Let that mind melt into the heart so the stillness of presence can be felt and embodied in this moment. For we are the walking new dawn. What an amazing moment of realization, of camaraderie, of humility, filled with love, directed through compassion, and focused in prayerful way. Thank you for the intelligence of nature, such a higher intelligence that's connected to the cosmic mind of it all, and the one that is dreaming us and has been dreaming us since this world began. I sit at your feet, Grandmother, and I give you great, great thanks for the way the masculine is moving itself from defending to protecting that which brings life, nourishes life, serves life. For the mamos and the Cagaba of the La Sierra Nevada of Colombia, the heart of the world, are dancing the ancient ways of the masculine and the feminine, for they're announcing in that union of dance the new dawn is opening itself to us all. And I give thanks. I give thanks for the lines of each of the delegates within this Mother Earth delegation, for they come bringing their protocol, their teaching, their wisdom. We're all learning how to walk together and honor each other's diversity and the protocol that may somehow touch and be universal in its way, and sometimes makes us so distinct that we are respectful to the diversity of our ways and unified in motion, coherent in our energy. So much to give you thanks for this morning, Creator. For the little ones that are coming, the ones that are the old ones with new skin on that are coming, that have all the seeds of planting to nourish this new dawn and to honor this new 26,000 year cycle that is opening itself as we pray. And the old one that's finishing itself and falling down. We give you thanks for all this 26,000 years of understanding about our diversity so that we could move into the oneness of who we are in the heart of our being. I give you great thanks, Mother Earth, for your patience and understanding, for your wisdom in all that you are, seen and unseen. I give you thanks. I give you thanks. I give you great, great thanks. Now, we're going to have one of those moments and see if our technical assistants and Margine can play this tune that's really called, it really caught my heart with some of what I just offered as a prayer. And it's What a Wonderful World by David Attenborough. There's no sound, Margine.
For me
One more moment.
and you. And I think to myself,
Now we can't see it, Margine.
a wonderful world.
I'm working on that.
Okay, let us keep joy in our heart and
I think I'm
patience as Margine works this. And here we go. Let's see if it worked. Blessings to all.
I see trees of green, Red roses, too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright, blessed days, dark, sacred nights. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colours of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky. Also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. Hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. It's simply wonderful.
This song says,
Yeah. So that was a moment that when you watch it, and I really encourage you to go watch it and be with it when it's fully moving and flowing with grace. But the mother brought her different beings and the diversity of this creation up to meet with us this morning, and that's the way I'm going to hold it. Because the next person I get to really move to is my sister Loretta, Afraid of Bear Cook. She's been my teacher and my friend and my guide. She's been a companion that helped me drop the anchor of myself in deeper into the root of who I am and water it so I could be myself and walk this good road with this earth. So thank you, sis. And I know you have some good wisdom to share with all of us today.
Thank you, Sister Jyoti, and thank you, Elin, for being here with us. I know it's late where you're at. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank Margine and Emily for taking care of us so we can come and visit with our relatives all over this country and all over the world that are tuning into this. I'd like to tell you first that in everything that we do, we try to have unity in practice. And so that means that we try to live according to a way that the white buffalo calf woman brought to my people, my Oglala people. And I think it's an honorable walk. It's a very honorable walk because there's elements in there that we have to commit to receiving and to taking care of. And as feminine, one of the 7 sacred ceremonies of my people that guide my people, one of those ceremonies is called Ishnati for the females and Hotrokita for the males. It's the girls, the feminine, are learning to be alone. They're learning to think and make decisions that are powerful, that are going to guide them in their life journey. And for the male, it's Hotrokita. Their voices are changing. And so we hold all of these ceremonies at the beginning part of our young people's lives for the babies that are coming up. And so in that, the ceremony is also called toss the ball. And it doesn't sound like much when you say it in English, But hapa wangalia yapi, what it means is that there's a feminine ball. There's a special ball that we get ready for our females. And this ball, we call the people together, and this ball then is gifted to this young woman, and she carries that prayer for her to all of the 4 directions. And so we center her at the great tree of peace, the tree of life, our Sundance tree, and we have a delivering of her blessing to the people and receiving the people's blessing back to her. So that for all intents and purposes, the prayer that is going, it's in the 4 directions. It's going up to the universe, to the heavens, and it's coming back to Earth's mother that we stand on. So everything passes through the females as we're doing our work. We're opening it up so that what's coming from the earth passes up through us as a vessel. We're holding those places sacred, and that goes up into the universe, and what's coming from the universe goes through us. And all of us are born with a soft spot on the top of our heads when we come to this world. And they tell us that that's the most sacred place on your body, this soft spot. And so you take care of everything. Your dreams, they filter through that soft spot. They come back out. Then sometime you'll be driving somewhere or be somewhere where you've never been, and you look around and you recognize it and you say, gee, it feels like I've been here before. You probably were in spirit, because at night when we sleep, our spirit comes out from that soft spot, and we travel. We travel everywhere. We have the gift to be able to see what's going on everywhere. But some of us don't take time to understand what it is we're seeing. Some of us say we're having nightmares, but some of us are also knowing that what we're seeing is not a dream. We're being shown something in dream state. So we learn to center even those things. And as the sun's coming up, we go back into that place in our bodies, into that hole, and ground ourselves again. So there's many teachings that go along with all of this. The female, she's like a calendar. When the 28 days happen for her, she goes out and takes time out to do this Ishnati, learning to be alone, learn how to make decisions on your own, making the best possible decisions for yourself and your people, your family, your people. And so those things are what we teach these young women. We try to ground them. So when we have them handle this ball, this is a very beautiful ball, but the one we actually use for them, it's a buffalo hide ball with the buffalo hair on the inside. These are medicine balls. They're called medicine balls, but it also signifies that she takes care of this, because this is the earth. This is Earth Mother, and we get to have that here in our hands. And so we try to teach that responsibility of how to take care of your place on this earth. We learn stewarding. We learn to know what's around in our area where we're born, where we come. And when we're there, we try to understand what are the medicines that grow there. How do we use them? What is the water that comes through there? Is it clean? Is it pristine? And we pray that it stays that way for the next 7 generations. The air, we have so many differences going on with the climate. There's an imbalance going on in our lives right now. And so we have to be cognizant that decisions we make affect not just us and our little circle of relatives. It reflects that we have to be mindful for everybody, for all the world. As female, we have the power to have that intention. We make a prayer for that intention. We offer a recognition that what we're saying coming out of our mouth, it's going to be that way. You believe on what you say, on what you're talking about, what you're praying about. So by the same time that you're saying these things, you offer a thanksgiving, because it's how you center, how you manifest, and how you do sacred space and time. And so when we teach these young women, we open up a side of this ball that she has. We put all her medicines that she's going to use with the people inside this ball, and we give it to her. This is her medicine ball. She learns to take care of her part in the world by having this. And so the grandmother authority that we do when we do toss the ball for the females, there's another ceremony for the boys where they get eagle bone whistles to call for sacred space. When somebody blows that eagle bone whistle, these young men, it calls people to attention, to sacred time. And so you're not going to hear that whistle all the time, but in certain places, when you hear that whistle, it's calling your attention to a special time that you're moving into, that there's requirement for you to let go what you're doing and pay attention to what's being given to you, the blessings that you're receiving. So going through all of that, I just wanted to share the significance that we as female carry. We take care of this world because this world is Earth Mother. This is Unjimaka, and we have the ability to carry it and to take care of it. And if it's up to us, we have the opportunity to be in that way to help take care of what this is. So we're not just mouthing words, but we're actually living our lives that way so that we can help do whatever it is to take care of our place in the world. Today is my grandson's birthday, and so I wanted to mention a little bit about that Hotokija. He has an eagle bone whistle. We have initiation for these rites of passage kids. We've been working with our children since they were 18 months old when they could walk. And so those boys and girls, we've been bringing whole families into Sundance. The little ones bring the Sundancers into the sacred space. And so that they're giving us their blessing. And so today, from those little ones that were 18 months old, 24 months old, just barely walking, today they're big ones. They're now 13, 14, 15 years old. And they're out there. They're in the middle of the arbor, of the Sundance Arbor, and they're learning prayers. They're learning how to be around that tree. What are the responsibilities for the boys and for the girls? Those girls and boys are now dancing all day long in that Sundance Arbor. And so for me, I see some of the teachings that we were able to give in a holy way. The grandmothers, the matriarchs, they come and they share with these little ones so that they know, they understand the respect and the things that they have to address to the old people, to the matriarchs. They learn all of these things in these years that we've been doing these things. It's been our honor to be able to invite, to collaborate and partner with sister and organizations like the Fountain, like Center for Sacred Studies, for other organizations, the Kale Foundation, the Mariel Foundation, people that believe and have been participating in the work that we do. They take time out of their schedule and they may come to one of these ceremonies that we put on, that we go through, and they are participating in it. And so I love the words in English that are called collaboration. And collaboration and unity in practice for me results in reciprocity, true reciprocity. There's a lot of outreach and inflow and outreach. It continues to do it in just the right way so that people are more apt to reach out and say, oh, I think I would like to know a bit of this. And we're there open with our knowledge, with the knowledge keepers that we share everything with. We invite them to come and celebrate with us. So like that, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the work of these young women that I'm working with today and the young men that we're doing our rites of passage with, and let you know that these things are taking place in June, in the month of June, during summer solstice beginning. That's when we continue to do these highest of ceremonies. Our Sundance is the highest ceremony of our 7 sacred ceremonies. Everything that we do in there, we finish it with Sundance. And so that's what we're getting ready. We're walking toward that now. Unfortunately, we have loved ones that are sickly, and we have loved ones that are in hospice care today. And we have loved ones that are now moving on to that next dimension. But we've been honored to be able to talk to them on the telephone, at least to tell them goodbye. We're going to see each other again. We're gonna see each other in that other place when we go there. So although I feel sad, I'm feeling like it's okay. We have to start to recognize that because of the ages that we are. Some of us are young, some of us are not. And so I'm just sharing a little bit of that with you today. And Sister wanted me to talk to you a little bit about that. So I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm going to offer just a little prayer, because I want to hear Sister Elin sing her songs to us. She's bringing a blessing from the top of the northern part of the world, and I really am anxious to hear that. So I want to say that. So at this time, I'm going to just say to all of you, thank you for joining us, and thank you for touching our hearts as we're reaching out and touching your face. We're reaching out to you, and we're going to make a prayer so that you're protected, and that you can manifest the things you need, and to be happy in what you're doing and how you're doing it, and that you can be able to help others if you have enough. I'd like to just say about that much to you, and then I'm going to offer a little short prayer here. Hoatewa kantragahichel waprekilel dakushkashka anawo opre. The no chaje chiata bichuma tunkashla echel. Ushil makapie, ushil makapie, ushil makapie. Doctor na ook pani pehechi hen solo yechi chapi. The doctor na dictator istamni ab au punkan tunkashla enoel. Chante we chapat hanka ushu chalakina cha oi chakingte. Some patrunkashla wa kayaja. Dictator oyan pijachi. Iohila hechel. Woyute. Wa mini washte. Doctor na ilagiok te hena which hachilaste which hachilokante. Some patrunkashla hechel. Maza hakle laza tankog hena tunkashla which hakiluskoyaki. Hena which chunkik suyapi. Zania wapia okino jimuji akeki chahok te seche. Hena nieni trawa, the non goni chakapi. Hoeche isha heche okujatiba enagna tunkashla heche. Giti daku yepi kujach papi. Ona hoch gashla ona wichoni eki na gakte gleche gla ihon khayeche ushi chalaking tiwache. Tiwahe tiogna gathapi ki wichachi lashte wichachi lakante. In chi tunkashla lena au jakhaki heo. Lena nieni trawa. Dagoyas in tunkashla unichi lavlena el woplunkeni japi. Leli jalashin kha patrimonio kilena el tunkashla heche. Niksu yang gomanib. Uni atampi, olo uni atampi, o cheki unkeni japi tunkashla lena unkichi hona. Unkichi yashte unkichi yakapi. Holena hena hitche dukte. Ho mitaku ye oyasi. All my relations.
Thank you, sis. You know, when you walk decades with people, we get to see each other in all kinds of different states, you know. So here we are in this very organic moment with those that are part of our family, our community, our world family, and this videos aren't working, which then says, okay, so we're going to get flexible because that's what this time we're in is going to require, right? So we're going to be modeling that today. So Elin, I asked her, can you sing some songs that York, those songs that will really honor our children and the generations standing behind us all? And for why we all move forward is for those next generations and guided by our ancestors. So Elin, Let's honor the children. Let's feel them all gather around us right now through your beautiful, beautiful voice.
The joy that came to mind. At first, I just want to thank you, Jyoti, Loretta, Emily, and Margin, and everyone that are here. This moment in time on Earth. Wow. And this is Indira's joy. And this joy came before I even had met her. And the lyrics are, Indira dances wild upon this earth, and she follows where her feet may lead her, and she is new into this world. Indira, she dances free upon this earth, and she's the daughter of the sun and the child of the wind, and she makes the world anew. So for me, this joy is also like a deep prayer for that newness and how we can support that being the earth for that. So Indira's joy. Indira gerasuletna min swasta stala min sonle Jovo just welcome up Veraldin sonodosle Dira gerasuletna min swasta stala min sonle Pievieneida piegamana odos muhta veralda Elon lona lelon lona lelon lona lelelo Elon lona lelelo lelon lona lelelo Elon lona leon lona Elo lona lelelo Indira dansar fri på jorden full av lust och äventyr följer sina fötters väg hon gör hela världen ny Indira dansar fri på jorden full av lust och äventyr solens dotter, vindens barn hon gör hela världen ny Elon lona leo lona lelo lona no 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 Elon lona lelon lona lelon lona lelo Hello lona lelo Hello lona leo lona Hello lo yo nonna Hello lona lelo Hey yo
Oh,
Hey.
wow. Thank you, Elin. And we'll be in that Sundance with Loretta in June. And so around that solstice time, we gather wherever you are, light a fire, take a moment during solstice to know that you're connecting with Sundance held around this planet in very many different countries, and our other celebrations around that sacred solstice time in June that will help mark passage for the cycle of life we're in as mothers moving, always constantly moving. And so now this is a time we really want to invite you up here with us to bring some questions, some more dialogue with you. Do you have a dream you need to share, an inspiration that's coming, a question? We had a question that was put first. So while others are thinking, and let us know, you can let us know in the chat, or you can raise your hand if you're in the Zoom room, and then we'll be able to see you and bring you up here with us. You can also put your question in the Zoom room so that I'll go looking for it. So this first question, though, is by James. He says, "Hi, everyone, and thank you. My name is James from Florida. I come from the human nation. I am a mix of many cultures. I do not remember my ancestry. I am looking for peace inside and around me. My question: what is duality and how is it here to help us? Grandmother Loretta, you have some of your wisdom? Elin?
I really believe that duality for me as a Native person is that I live in two worlds. And like I was talking to you about the teachings, one of my grandfathers was he was a medicine man. He was everything to um, the people, his people, and he was also a law enforcement. He was also a shirt wearer. Uh, he ran Sundance. He did all of these things, and he was born in 1847, and so that gives you a time period where um, the change happened. The change happened. We started to interact with the people from the boats that came here, and it was always in a powerful manner to make sure people were fed, they were kept warm, and to share. Perhaps there were some unlikely instances where uh, it wasn't a good thing to be together, but we've always, as Native peoples, I know that we've always had a place in a sharing of the things that we grew up knowing. I was talking to you about stewardship, and how that affected our growing up, our families. At the same time, we have Western modality education, and so today, we live in those two worlds. And for me, duality is that I have had to learn how to get along with people. And that was the message from my grandparents. They told me, Takoja, grandchild, you learn to get along. And that was told to me when I was maybe at the age of understanding, 6 years old, 7 years old. They would call me and I would sit with them. And then I went to school. I went to school, and in the third grade, I remember my mother, I came home crying because um, some incident happened at school. And my mother sat me down and she told me, she said, not only do you have to learn to get along, but you also have to have courage to stand up for yourself. So it sounds like it's two opposing ways to be. And I learned very early on that those are the things that we have as tools that we can work with. And so whether we're members of tribal peoples from here and on this continent, we know where we come from, we know who we are, we speak our languages, we do all of that. At the same time, we've made sure that our young people, our youth, they're well educated, they have the tools with which to make their own living so that they have something for themselves to grow and to learn to get along and to learn to stand up for yourself. So I
Yeah.
think that we all have that opportunity to reach out beyond ourselves, and sometimes it's really hard to do that. But the teachings are that we all come from a certain direction, and we all have things that we carry with us from those ceremonies that we're told about, the colors of man, the way that we're told about those things. We look back on our traditions, and really they're still alive, a lot of them. And so all you have to do is just go and find your relatives, go and find who it is that you come from, and really reach out to them again. It's up to all of us to find that space where we have questions like that, so we can learn to balance how we walk on this earth. It's all about how do we get along, how we walk on this earth, how do we share, and how are we growing, how are we growing our young. So that's what I can say about duality.
Thank you. Elin, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
That was so beautiful, Loretta. But I just got this picture of of, you know, when the sun meets the water,
Mhm.
two opposite things. And in that meeting, something new comes, like the glitter, the shimmer of the water. And I just wanted you to give this picture that came to mind.
Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, because if you step back and you look at all the story of creation and all its diversity, you see a whole system that's vibrant.
Mhm.
And every part of that system may be diverse or different from another part of that system, but within the whole system, it all thrives. So we're moving out of a system that is really had us narrowly focusing ourselves. And now we're asked to pull that vision back out so we can remember and see the full of this creation. And then nature starts to talk inside that creation, and we begin to learn the teachings and the wisdoms inherent there. So Kathleen gave us a prayer for America, and I'm just going to read a little bit about it, but she gives you a link so that you can go and see it more in its entirety. How can people pillage, murder, rape, and plunder all in the name of the Lord? Big question mark.
Mhm.
Awesome holy host, whose name I do not know, will you suffer wounded souls to heal? Can you forgive us our trespasses? Inspire our vision, please. Dispel the ignorance and bring the wisdom. Endow our hearts with compassion. Empower our lives with truth. Hallowed breath of life, embrace this child who wanders, still lost at such cost. Secure this vessel, inspire her song, absorb her fears, bestow her tears. Ocean of most wholesome love, cleanse, consecrate, bless your children with peace in the name of all that is true. So beautiful.
It is
We have
beautiful.
one more question. What is the message that those of us who are not of the original nations need to bring alive for ourselves and all the younger peoples to bring about the necessary changes and restore our connection to each other and most especially to Earth Mother? I'm going to jump out there with part of this. I'd love to hear the two of you touch on it too. You know, for me, what we're doing first is restoring there was a wound, a cut that happened between Mother Earth and all of us in the late 1400s and moved us into the ending trail. Not that something went wrong. That's a right, wrong thinking kind of space. It's about how everything is fluid, shifts and change, and has cycle. Nature taught us that. And we're in an ending cycle. And so this is what brought us there through that cut. Now, as we're moving and completing that ending cycle and about to push through into the new dawn, we must go to that, return to that place of the cut and begin to restore it so that it can regenerate our relationship with Mother Earth. So she's no longer an object we serve or we love or she literally is present with us, just like when we hug our mom, when we hug our loved one, when we hug our child. There's a presence of relations there that shows up first. Let us hug the earth that same way. So go take your children and go sit out in nature or go to a stream or let nature call you where she wants your attention, that connection, that restoration of self with her. Because when you do that, something's going to light up, and your children are all watching. They're watching what you say, but they're really seeing your truth in what you do. So if there's an inconsistency between what you say and what you do, now we got to go into our sacred witness. We got to get over ourselves, is what I say, because the Mother Earth needs us to wake up and see why we're not hearing her or what we're not seeing, so we can stay informed to that which is falling down, but focus on that which is breaking through. So for me, that's the first place to go. You know, when my babies were born, water came first and then they did. For me, that's nature's first teaching to us.
Mhm.
Water comes first, and then we all get behind that sacred element of life.
Mhm.
We're water babies. This is a water planet.
Mhm.
So take a moment every day to honor the water. And as you start to do these daily rituals, to wake up in the morning, take a glass of water, go greet the sun, and have gratitude for life and the day that you got, because it's such a precious moment. Say, let your heart pray, not your mind. Let your heart pray into that water for the day of the gratitude of this day and your presence to show and fill your form. And once you finish that prayer, then give Mother Earth her drink of water first,
Mhm.
4 times. You get a little sip here, a little sip there, a little sip, and then you take four for yourself, so that holy water that's just been impregnated with the energy of your heart's gratitude prayer, it's going to go in and connect to all the water that you are and share it with your children, with your loved one, your four-leggeds that have gathered with you to open this day. Just those two simple practices will start to bring you back into that moment of the earth and the wisdom that is inherent there that will begin to speak as that relationship cut is healed. Be patient and compassionate. What I love from hearing my sister Loretta, she says to me so often, and it helps me every day. She said, I wake up every morning and I pray for compassion so
True.
I can meet the day with compassion. But Loretta, you and Elin, how would you respond to this? It's such a good question. Thank you for asking it, Doug.
Could you repeat the question?
What is the message that those of us who are not of the original nations need to bring alive for ourselves and all the younger peoples to bring about the necessary changes and restore connections to each other and most especially to Earth Mother?
I suspect we in sharing what how we were brought up or how we uh, grew up, being related to everything. You know, I told you my grandparents um, would sit me down and talk to me about relatives. Uh, how do you make relatives? How do you keep relatives? What do you do for relatives? I grew up with those things, and so it kind of reads like everybody else's book of how to set the table and how to put the forks and do all of those kind of things. It's pretty much similar to that, but this is to do with nature. And so we're told that when we make prayers, we put ourselves last in our humility, and we're related to those that are in the sky world, those that fly in the sky world, those that swim in the oceans and in the water, those that are on the ground, the animals that are the four-legged on the ground and in the ground, even those little snakes that are inside the ground, those are all of our relations. And then the fourth one is the human beings, the two-legged, the ones that stand upright. And so it gives you a sense of humility right from the get-go, because if I'm related to everything, then how do I have my place in that world? But it sure feels good when you finally understand that it's, yeah, we are related. The trees have life, everything has life. And in our languages, in my language, wa, wo, we, we is the word for blood for us, the human blood that we have, but blood that flows in everything. I was hearing in Christianity, I heard a priest say one time that animals don't have souls, and so my interpretation for that is that he was making a judgment, because I do believe that they do, because there's certain ways that we're taught about the dogs or the cats or the horses or the animals. You talk to them and you take care of them certain ways. And when they die, when they leave you and die, there's certain paints you put on them and you face them a certain way and before you put them back into the ground. So there's even those little things. And then when I hear about Sarah James from uh, up north here in her home territories, the Arctic Circle, she sings to the reindeer, to the porcupine reindeer when they at their birthing grounds. They go out there and they do all of that. So you can see where it may seem like a far-fetched idea, but these are thousands of years of generations of people doing the same thing. And we're told we never change anything and we don't add anything to what we learn about ceremony. So it's always grounded, it's always centered. But at the same time, I just want to say to you that if you look and reach back in your growing grandpa and grandma bags on the back of you're carrying those. If you start to reach back and with spirit pull out things, you're going to find the kinds of things that we talk about that you see. We're from here. We've been born and raised here. We've never been anywhere else. This is where we come from, the this continent. And so what we know is from here. So that advantage is because we've had hundreds of years of training and hundreds of years of participating and the opportunity for us to be able to use these things. But it also, my grandfather, George Sword, who I told you about, the shaman, the medicine man, his philosophy was that these things are for us to give, they're not for us to keep. And so for me, that collaboration that I told you about in partnering, being able to share and not looking at words like appropriation, all those kinds of things, they probably have their place from somewhere where people don't know enough about their background. And so there might be some jealousy that comes in there that causes them to say those kinds of things instead of a world of knowledge that is out there that we are so willing to share and that we have been given those knowledges freely, that we receive those freely from our own, and so we share them. And so I think if you could, like I say, reach in the back and start to pull out your roots. You have roots. You have people that come from somewhere. I bet you dollars to donuts, you're probably going to find some really powerful teachings in your own lineages, your own lines. I believe that because everywhere I've been in this world, and thanks to, the Center for Sacred Studies, I got to accompany my mother everywhere, and I got to be a witness to people praying and their rituals and their ceremonies from the Himalayas where we sat with His Holiness the Dalai Lama all the way down to uh, the Santiago with the Mapuche people where we been down there to pray with them. So there's many, many ways that I've been witness to, and we're all saying the same thing. We all have original stories. I have an original story. That's our origin stories, where we come from. What we revere, the Black Hills of South Dakota for my people, is the heart of everything that is in this world. And so we go back there every year to pay homage to those hills. They're the most sacred place for my people. And so I make the effort. I make the effort. And yeah, I'm old now. I'm coming to, our 79th year here pretty soon. But I get on my pony and like Sister said, we go and we do that. We take time out our busy days to trace our lineages and to pay homage to those lineages and to the teachings. That's my answer to that.
Oh, thank you, Loretta. And thank you for the good question. It's something we're exploring together. That's part of what we want to do as we're moving into this new flow with our ourselves. We want you to be more spontaneous with us, bring those inspirations so we can all look at this together and find right solution and resolution so we can be coherent in our march towards our own unity, towards our own coming together again in the oneness. And so now we're going to move to Elin. And Loretta and well, I'm sure many of you will have a similar experience here or have had a similar experience. Ever since we first met Elin in Stockholm, where her Sámi people come, they're all around in the mountains and all around many countries in the cold country, and the reindeer people and the honoring of that wisdom that walks with you. So, Elin, when you York, the earth sings through you and presents all her elements, and they chill us and fill us. And Loretta and I always just go swooning into your Yorking moments. So thank you for bringing yourself here and all of that line of wisdom, and for just showing up and being who you are. I give you great thanks.
Thank you so much, Boris. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. This was for us in this moment, and like a blessing for us here. And I was feeling into that question, and as the theme of the feminine and the mother and our earth mother, as in my tradition, the Sámi tradition, and as I feel within all is that Mother Earth, everything is alive, just like Loretta said, and all our relations are alive. And we say that we are nature. So there is really no borders. And to really connect with that as a human, what is it truly to be a human? And we say that the lands, they know us because all of our foremothers and the forefathers, they are alive with us, and they are alive in the lands. So I will never be alone because they are with me. And so are also the children and the spirits that are coming into this realm. They're also with me when I walk upon the lands. So we're all coexisting in the seen and the unseen, and maybe I can't hear, but I can feel it. And so we give thanks to them. And I always invite them to be with me, so I can learn from them still, and also from the future together. And you will hear some of our traditional way of singing, that is the joik. And we also say that the joik is alive in the lands. So my greatest teacher of the joik is the lands of Uche, where I come from, when I spend time with the lands. And then it's sort of a plug in. I would say that would be, let yourself be plugged in to what you already know. When you connect and when you honor the mother, when you honor earth, and when you honor life. And for me, in my daily life, that would be, I go outside, the first thing I do. Maybe I let the cats out. And that is like the first meeting, and we go outside, and I stand barefoot on the ground. And I greet the sun, and the sun greets me. And I give thanks that I am alive. And that is a good thing. I am still alive. And just listening now, we have springtime here, feeling the birds and the trees around me, and letting that be my first, and also the daylight, the real daylight, to let that be the first light that I encounter. So, and we also spoke about both belonging and collaboration. And as of my tradition, we are reindeer herders. I am not a reindeer herder. I bring the tradition of the joy. But being a reindeer herder, you need to be collaborating together, and you can't do it alone. And you have to be collaborating with the reindeers and listen to them. So one word I would really put into here is listening to the earth. And now I hear. Give me 1 second. I will. Yeah, maybe she came out. But really listening to the lands, but also listen to your heart. Listen to that wisdom that is always alive, and take some time to be with nature. Maybe you live inside the city, maybe you can be with a plant, and you can be with the nature within you, and listen to that. And also the meeting with both the darkness and light within you, and letting that guide you. So and within our culture, we always also the way of giving back. So when we've eaten, for example, the reindeer, we always bring something back. We put some of the bones back into the forest, as a way of saying thank you, and also praying for abundance with the reindeer calves, and like a prayer. And when we go and get the water, we always say thank you. Thank you for the water that I was gifted. So maybe when you have the first glass of water, also say thank you. And also to leave everything maybe more beautiful than when you came there. So for example, we have like fireplaces out on the land, but you can, when you go from them, you should hardly see that there is a fireplace. Maybe for the trained eye, you could see here there has been a fireplace, but to leave it more beautiful than when you came. So giving back, giving thanks, and knowing that all is sacred. Ailisle Etnam. And as we see, yeah, and maybe you connect with a tree, find those connections, and yeah. And we have a name for the Earth Mother, of course, and her name is Materaka. And she's like, yeah, she's the great, great mother. And I want to joik her joik for you. So this is the joik of Materaka. Telulua no 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 ayua, Elulua no yaino, Telulua lua no no no, Telulua no yo yo, Elulua lua no no no, Elulua no. Telolo no yo no yo, Telolo no yo yo, Telolo no yo lo So now when I was joiking Mataraka, I felt also to, maybe you can use your voice to find that connection or something you love. And as Loretta said, also dive into your roots to know where you come from. So, and let that guide you. And Mataraka, just to feel into the feminine, she has 3 daughters. And the first one is Oksaka, and she lives in the doorway of the traditional building called the Kota. And she guides the door, and she looks to who comes in, and what energy do you carry, and what are your intentions. And she is also the one, when a baby starts to take, the child takes the first steps, she helps out with that. And when you traditionally go into the kota, you go to the left and you greet the mothers and the women first. And then in the center we have the fireplace, the Arran, and there the other daughter, Saraka, she lives there. And she's the one you call upon when you are to give birth and for the birth of many reindeers. So she supports the birth, but also in the ending of life. So she's like the circle, the beginning and the ending, and then in the end, in the very back, where we have the food, we have Yoksaka, and she's the hunting goddess, and she protects us. And you could also traditionally talk to her if you wanted a boy or a girl, and maybe she could listen to your wishes. And so just to feel that there are also different melodies or spirits, and that you can be in touch with, and that you can connect to. And I want to end with a song also. It's called Ätnama Vaimo. And this song is also a song of Materaka. In our tradition, we believe that the earth was created by a little reindeer, a female reindeer, and her heart was put into the ground and became the heart of the earth. And that is the name of that is Ätnama Vaimo. And you can also place your hand on your heart and listen, and you will feel her within you. And this is this song about that. And the lyrics are: she's here through darkness and light. Her heartbeats, they beat strongly. They carry us all the way home. They beat like prayers. They beat to comfort us. And she knows our lives. And she is the force that carries us in the ground when we walk. She is here like the sound of the wild river. She is here like the rustle of the forest. She's here like the winds. And she's here like the fire. And she's here like us. And the Materaka, you have seen it all. You've seen the stars falling. You see people being born and then dying. You've seen it all. But through it all, your heartbeats are still strong. So, Ätnama Vaimo, muina svargat. Ätnama Vaimo, mian svargat. Ätnama Vaimo, Ätnama Vaimo. Hon är här i mörker och ljus, slår hjärtslagen starka. De bär oss hela vägen hem. De slår som böner, slår som tröst. De vet vårt liv. Hon är kraften i marken där vi går. Hon är här som vindens ljus, som vinden, som älvens brus, som skogens sus, som vinden, som elden, som oss. Ätnama Vaimo, muina svargat. Ätnama Vaimo, Doinas vargat Ednama vaimo Mians vargat Ednama vaimo Ednama vaimo Materaka Du har sett i allt Sett stjärnor falla, människorna dö och födas. Men genom allt dina hjärtslag, de består. Ednama vaimo, mians vargar. Ednama vaimo, mians vargar. Ednama vaimo, mians vargar. Ednama vaimo, ednama vaimo, eolo naiona, elolo naiona. And when you're out walking, and if you listen carefully, you can hear her heartbeat. And then you will know that you are never alone and that you belong. So, thank you so much. Oligito. All of blessing, may it be so, may it be so. Thank you. Oligito.
Oh, thank you, Elin. I already feel better. You know, it feels like water ran over me and through me and all around me. I feel completely, you know, the medicine of your line. It comes to sit with us. That means the Mother Earth lives in us, as you're saying. So thank you, Elin. Oh, I feel so good inside myself. I hope each and every one of you do too. We're coming to the end of this time with you. So again, I left my sister Loretta taught me. I woke up this morning wanting to have courage for compassion for myself and expectations I may have brought into all this room for this kind of new experiment of God that we're all in together, and for the technical beast that would not allow us to have what was already planned. So funny. I'm laughing at myself. So she really wanted the pure seed of something here today. So I just want to say thank you all for being here, for marching with us, for learning how we all become humble with one another, how waking up is messy, and that we're going to bring kindness to the process, that we're going to embrace the challenge. The Mamos told us, the Kagaba from the heart of the world, you know, that eagle condor prophecy from the heart of everything that is in the Black Hills to the heart of the world in Colombia, that eagle coming into to fly with the condor and move us into this new time that we're in. They want me to remind you that what they've told us now is that these next 9 years are going to be rough. They're going to be intense. So get ready. Just get ready and know that you are prepared, and the instruction of the Mother Earth is coming straight to us. So listen deeply so we can walk that out and come together in our community and help each other hold strong and stay unified. Because we'll find those moments when it'll be tricky, but stay moving with ease and grace. And when you do, you're going to find joy in that space rather than fear. You're going to find love and unity rather than separation and not enough. You're going to find the allness of life itself. That's what I know. So come spread the word, bring more members, grow our community with us. Let's galvanize this. Let's grow this seed and make it potent. And remember that you are the good medicine for the world. Turn around and share it. Share it first with yourself, awaken it in yourself, allow your family to be with it, allow your community to be with it, allow the world to be with it. You are the medicine of our time. You are the medicine. Emily, if you put over here the link again, so if those that want to come and join this membership with us, this moment of pulling the shift down into here we go, we're Earth Nation, all nation, Earth Nation, Mother Nation, Dreaming Nation, Walking Nation. That's who we are. And come to hear what Florida Mayo and Heather are going to teach you, because they stay very current with the Mayan calendar and everything that it's presenting in itself too. So come be a part of this. Share it with those that you think need to come be a part of this. Thank you to both of you, Loretta and Elin, for showing up the way that you have, for allowing us to flow like water and bring our sacred songs instead of the technology of a video. So we come back to a very pure heart here today, and I thank you. I give thanks to each and every one of you that have gathered with us and are walking with us, because without you, we wouldn't be here showing up. I give thanks to all of our delegates in the Mother Earth Delegation of United Original Nations, and through them to many other original peoples around the world that are original caretakers. They have that original instruction that they're still bringing back to us, so we can all line up, Mother Earth, our original people, and all of us line up behind that. We come back into right alignment, and all life flourishes. All life flourishes. For that, I'm sure. So I've asked Loretta if she would bring something sacred to close our prayer with you today from her peoples of the Sacred Heart of the world. You're muted, Loretta.
Sorry. I'm going to share with you the song that we sing to let the spirits know that they can go home now. We brought them in when we started our program, and so everything that we shared with you was in their view. And so I'm going to sing a short rendition to let them know thank you, and we can excuse ourselves, and so that they can take their leave, the spirits that are with us. So I'm just going to sing a short prayer. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Sister Elin, for all your beautiful songs. Just really blessed my heart. I feel good today. And thank you, Sister Jyoti, for all of your words and your prayers, the things that you stand for. And especially right now with our Sister Margine, I'm going to ask those spirits again to bless her one more time so she can get her second wind again into Emily. Thank you for sharing your time with us, all of you who are with us this evening. So bear with me. I've been a little hoarse lately, so I'm gonna, if you know the song, sing with me. Ho traia kina jipelo he. Ho traia kina jipelo he. Tungashila trawokuze chalena chichue. Ho traia kina jipelo he. Tungashila trawokuze chalena chichue. Ho traia kina jipelo he. Ho traia kina jipelo he. Tunga shila tawo kuze chale na chichue. Ho traya kinaji pelohe. Tunga shila tawo kuze chale na chichue he. Hobitakue oyasi. All my relations, thank you so much.
Thank you, one and all. We'll see you next month. Until then, stay safe and know you are so loved. Have a blessed